Hello and welcome to the program. This edition of Newsroom series covering Nigeria's Northeast. I am Bukola Koka. First, the top story. President Bola Tinubu has assured military officers of continuous support in safeguarding the country. The president, who was represented by the Senate President Godswill Akpabio at the 2025 Nigeria Defense Academy passing out parade ceremony, urged the military officers to uphold the principles of the force and the fatherland.
You must remember that the goal of the insurgents and terrorists remain to counteract our development reforms by creating counter-states. Yours is to safeguard the economic and core values of our nation, to prevent the collapse of the economy and revitalize our armed forces despite the enemy's indiscriminate violence and baseless propaganda to orchestrate their threats against the Nigerian state. You must never at any time lose sight of the vision of the founding fathers of our dear nation, irrespective of the multiple complex security challenges facing our country today. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, permit me now to direct my attention to our graduating cadets, the heroes, keenly awaited by the nation. Gentlemen cadets, I congratulate you again on this most memorable day of your lives. As you begin your journey and career as officers in the armed forces of Nigeria today, there is no better time to prove your valor and demonstrate the virtues upon which this academy was founded in the defense of our fatherland. I trust you to do so with uncompromising dignity, honor, and professionalism. Your convergence here symbolizes our national unity, for you were all admitted into this academy from 36 states of the Federation and the FCT. And of course, we are delighted to note that other countries are also with you to coexist and master the arts and science of building and defending your fatherland and your nations.
The Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, NSCDC, in partnership with the Lake Chad Peace and Development Initiative, has held a peace dialogue for about 100 youths in Yobe State. The event, which takes place in Damaturu, the state capital, is part of activities marking the International Day of Peace, designed to encourage young people to embrace dialogue as a tool for unity and development.
Efforts to restore peace and promote coexistence between farmers and herders in insurgency-affected communities of Yobe State are gaining ground. The Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, NSCDC, is partnering with civil society organizations under the Lake Chad Peace and Development Initiative to stress the importance of peace in every society. Security experts and members of civil society make presentations on why communities must embrace peace for progress and stability.
Promoting peace is the guiding principles of every well-meaning society, and it is therefore our collective responsibility that we must all bring our hands on deck to promote peace, to live in peace, so that our societies, our communities can develop further.
We do a lot in the community. We create awareness amongst the community members. We provide them with some sports, like in my organization per se. Yes, we have some hubs in 9 hours where the youths come together to play footballs from communities. We also have a shop for them where they do their barbing salon for free. They use the money and we provide them with some clearing agents that they use in cleaning their environment. So monthly, it's done on monthly basis. They all come out to do it and they do it willingly. So there are communities too who are at loggerheads who were able to mitigate between them, and we also created awareness. We told them the effect of conflict.
The state commander of the NSCDC highlights the importance of living in harmony with neighbors as a pathway to lasting peace.
It's one of the duties of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps. We find out, we conduct surveillance, we go around day and night, we find our vehicles, our bikes moving to see that those things are protected. And we make several arrests, we prosecute on lots of arrested products and after investigation.
The dialogue focuses on new methods and alternative dispute resolution strategies that Yobe communities can adopt to enhance safety, accountability, and security across the state.
The governor of Borno State, Professor Babagana Zulum, has revealed that residents of the state have shown remarkable resilience in the face of the Boko Haram insurgency. The governor, who was represented by his deputy, Usman Kadafur, made this known while declaring open the 29th Annual Conference on Local Government Auditors General and Area Councils of the Federation in Maiduguri, the Borno State capital.
It is the 29th Annual Conference of Local Government Auditors General and Area Councils of the Federation, holding in Maiduguri, the Borno State capital. The conference aims to review progress made over the years and discuss the challenges facing the profession.
For over 16 years, our state has endured significant insecurity due to the Boko Haram insurgency. The conflict brought with it immeasurable human suffering, displacement, economic disruption. However, through the unwavering leadership of His Excellency Professor Babagana Zulum, FNSC, CON, even our state has recorded commendable progress in recovery, rebuilding, and resilience. The courage and strength of our people in the face of adversity is a story that continues to inspire. The theme of this year's conference, Advancing Local Government Politics in Nigeria, Global Standards for Fiscal Autonomy, Transparency, Sustainable Development, is both timely and consequential.
The Auditor General for Local Governments of the Federation highlights the federal government's plan to strengthen local government autonomy.
Fiscal autonomy is the foundation upon which functional and responsible governance is built. Without financial independence, local governments are unable to adequately plan, execute, or suspend developmental programs that directly impact their citizens. The recent judicial reaffirmation of financial autonomy has created a new opportunity for local government to reassert themselves as engine for grassroots development. Transparency, on the other hand, remains the heart of accountability. Citizens want assurance that the resources allocated for their communities are not only managed prudently but also delivering real results.
Borno State Deputy Governor Usman Kadafur speaks on how Boko Haram activities have slowed down economic growth in the state.
As many of you may know, Borno State has endured years of protracted insecurity due to the Boko Haram insurgency. The cost has been immense in human lives, livelihoods, and public infrastructures, and other losses. Yet, despite these trials, our people have demonstrated unmatched resilience under the leadership of His Excellency Governor Zulum, who have made considerable strides in rebuilding trust, restoring basic services, and institutionalizing accountability. It is within this broader context of recovery reform, and resilience, that this conference gains both its necessity and significance.
Participants say they are optimistic that the outcome of the conference will promote accountability in government spending and strengthen transparency across the country.
Agriculture in Nigeria is changing as science introduces new tools to help farmers increase yield, cut losses, and improve their earnings. The Director General of the National Biotechnology Research Development Agency, Professor Abdullahi Mustafa, made this remark during a sensitization program on genetic engineering of crops held in Modibo Adamawa University in Yola, Adamawa State.
Millions of Nigerians face severe food shortages due to climate change and conflict, but science is offering hope through agricultural biotechnology, including genetic editing, which boosts yields, reduces pesticides use, and improves farmers' livelihoods. This reality informed a two-day sensitization and capacity-building event at Modibo Adamawa University, Yola. The program is organized by the National Biotechnology Research and Development Agency in partnership with the African Agricultural Technology Foundation. Experts, students, and young people gather to learn how science and technology can shape the future of farming. The head of the Open Forum on Agricultural Biotechnology, Sarah Iwanjiwa, explains how new farming techniques are key for the future.
Workshop has been designed to serve as an interactive platform for sharing accurate and up-to-date information on advances in agricultural biotechnology. The goal is to strengthen participants' knowledge, build trust through evidence-based facts on biotechnology, and empower us to effectively communicate these insights to a wider public.
The Vice Chancellor of Modibo Adamawa University, Professor Ibrahim Umar, is represented by his deputy, Professor Elias Audu, who believes technology must be used in a right way.
We want to provide a very conducive learning atmosphere for all our staff and students, and also provide an enablement for research. On this co-mandate, the university has made giant strides as we are collaborating with several agencies of government that will bring positive impact on humanity.
The Director General of NBRDA, Professor Abdullahi Mustafa, emphasizes the importance of science and technology in agriculture.
Working hard to see that we have deployed science and technology into the country by either encouraging our scientists to do more or transfer technology to Nigeria. And a lot of work has been done, most especially in feeding our nation strategy. And this is one very key important area that Mr. President is focused on feeding the nation. And the researches that has been done in that area is to deploy crops that are resilient to situation that we found ourselves, insect attack and drought and even excessive use of chemicals.
Participants also highlight the importance of biosafety, stressing that new technologies must be applied responsibly and safely to protect farmers, consumers, and the environment.
The United Nations Children's Emergency Fund, UNICEF, has raised concerns over the increasing rate of malnutrition in Nigeria's northeast region. The agency is therefore calling on government and local communities to join hands in order to tackle the challenge. Speaking at a dialogue session with child health advocates in Damaturu, the Yobe State capital, UNICEF emergency specialist Joseph Nneka says the organization is committed to building the capacity of local groups to deliver humanitarian and development services across the region.
Malnutrition is a concern. Children are being either acutely malnourished or moderately malnourished. There's food insecurity everywhere in the northeast. Due to non-state actors' activities, people are not able to farm. Farming activities have been challenged. There's economic hardship is also contributory to that. So with building the capacities of the local actors will help in reducing malnutrition. At least the local actors are able to go to the local communities to how to reach communities, educate the mothers on how to provide nutritious and balanced diet to their children. They are able to teach the women how to use available foodstuff, available food items in the community, how to mix them to be able to feed their children. And with this and the providing information on exclusive breastfeeding, the malnutrition rate, I believe, will be reduced.
The Yobe State Emergency Management Agency adds that the dialogue also aims to reduce duplication of services through a bottom-up approach.
What happened over the years, looking at the lesson learned that we and our experience, people, there's a kind of a duplication of effort during responses. Whether we like it or not, the community are the first respondents, even before SEMA or the NEMA comes. So they have their own, community partners that are working or implementing partners. But what we are looking now, a lot of this effort in the Bay State is already concentrated in Borno State. So during our meeting in Abuja, we told them, no, this kind of approach is insignificant in Yobe. There's need to have a dialogue with our local partners because they're in the community, they have the physical presence, the local area knowledge and technical expertise. So this kind of dialogue will now allow them to understand the financial management and how the system works. So moving forward, if there's kind of emergencies, all the local actors will also be part of the response mechanism.
Governments at the federal level and in Taraba State are partnering to reduce maternal and neonatal deaths in the state through projects that strengthen healthcare delivery and ensure safer outcomes for mothers and newborns. To achieve this, ministries under both arms of government have begun training community health workers under the Innovation Initiative designed to lower maternal and neonatal mortality across the country.
Secretary Taraba State Primary Healthcare Development Agency, Dr. Tukura Nuhuli.
It is a strategic gathering of stakeholders in the health sector. Government officials, health professionals, and community health leaders have come together in Taraba State to develop a comprehensive implementation plan for the Maternal and Neonatal Mortality Reduction Innovation Initiative. The meeting follows a directive from the Coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, who calls for the identification of communities with high maternal and neonatal mortality across Nigeria.
Sit whereby we go, you sit down there and just look at what it's doing.
The directive also pushes for a deep analysis of the root causes, exploring opportunities and identifying gaps with the goal of reducing maternal and neonatal deaths by 30% by the year 2030 through the statewide approach principles.
This is a vision of the President Ahmed Bola Ahmed Tinubu, together with the Minister of Health, which they have decided to identify maternal mortality, to address maternal mortality in Nigeria.
Participants say the initiative led by the federal government in partnership with state governments and stakeholders aligns with Governor Kefas's vision of achieving zero maternal and neonatal mortality in Taraba State.
If women are pregnant, they're supposed to go for antenatal. Are they actually going for antenatal? If they are not, where government is designing, even at the moment, we have some people that are working in community that are supposed to identify these women, and also find out whether they are going for antenatal. If they are not, they are counseled and refer them to facilities, primary care facilities where they're supposed to go and have their antenatal, secondary facilities as case may be.
Out of 174 local government areas identified nationwide, 5 local government areas in Taraba, Adokola, Zing, Gashaka, Usa, and Lau account for more than 55% of maternal and neonatal deaths in both Taraba and Nigeria.
Where we're going to conduct a deep dive of communities in Mami LGS. But for the sake of our state, some of the Mami LGS are very far from here, and then we may not be able to go there. So we are going to, tomorrow, we're going to conduct deep dive of these communities to be able to know the real barriers causing maternal and neonatal death in these communities.
The state government expresses optimism that with the right support and effective implementation, the maternal and neonatal mortality reduction innovation initiative will strengthen healthcare delivery and improve outcomes for mothers and children in Taraba.
Even though artificial intelligence is changing the world and experts are providing assurances that jobs are not under immediate threat, they however warn that people without skills may soon lose opportunities to those who can adapt to the new technology. Gombe State is positioning itself for the acquisition of AI skills for youth development as its Ministries of Education, Innovation, Science and Technology organize a forum with the theme Bridging the Artificial Intelligence Divide. At the forum, a PhD researcher at the University of Salford, United Kingdom, Aisha Lawan, an indigene of the state, calls on business owners to integrate AI into their operations.
How this AI is having an impact, even though it has its benefits, but it hasn't.
Artificial intelligence is not here to take away jobs as many people think, but individuals and businesses that ignore AI risk being replaced by those with the right skills. This is the view of Dr. Aisha Lawan, a researcher from the University of Salford, United Kingdom, as she speaks at a forum in Gombe State. At the gathering, Dr. Lawan says over 30 small and medium-scale enterprises in Gombe receive practical training on artificial intelligence to help improve their businesses.
It's also about having that sense of digital belonging. And this is a future for other Nigerian businesses.
She explains that her mission is to use the content of her PhD thesis to drive social transformation and share solutions for bridging the digital divide with a wider audience.
In terms of maybe our security challenges, AI could play a very big role in terms of healthcare, in terms of agriculture, and all these are benefits where AI can play in our economy. And if you could give this technology, and this technology is here to stay, if we don't accept it, if we don't, we'll actually be left behind. And as far as we're bridging that digital gap, we should also ensure that we bridge the AI gap, because if we don't do that, we may likely expand the already existing digital gap that we have.
Dr. Lawan also warns about the dangers of delaying the adoption of artificial intelligence, especially for African countries.
We should start from the grassroots. We should start sensitizing our children. It should be in our curriculum to start giving them awareness about this technology, because it's moving at a very fast rate. So the future is coming about AI, and it keeps moving. It keeps moving. And researchers have even argued that it's a new electricity that everyone should have.
You know, we have early adopters, we have late adopters, we have latecomers. So let us not be part of the latecomers. Even if we are not among the early adopters, but let's be part of what? The late adopters. So we accept this technology and we explore it. There are so many tools that are open. They are open source, we can make use of them, we can be able to apply our daily activities, and they're able to give us precise decisions that will enhance our life in every ramification that you think of.
Government officials, policy makers, academics and entrepreneurs join the forum to explore opportunities on the AI superhighway.
What we intend to do abroad, you have seen already, we have a partnership with Salford University and Northeastern University. And you have seen our thriving SMEs. And you find out that in the next few months, we'll roll out what we want to do with them, inshallah.
Almost all the nowadays generation, as the earlier mentioned, the Gen Z, they are trying to adopt the use of the AI. Because with AI, I have little knowledge about the AI, because me too, I'm using it. But I don't have that deep knowledge about it. But as a little knowledge I have about it, you can be able to generate your own flyer, generate your videos, so many things using the AI. and that's how your product can be able to go viral. That's when you have a lot of followers using the AI.
As artificial intelligence continues to simplify difficult and repetitive tasks across the world, Gombe State hopes to become a front runner in using AI to boost growth and development at both macro and micro levels.
Bauchi State, also known as the Pearl of Tourism, is renowned for its iconic tourist destination, the Yankari Resort and Safari, spanning over 2,000 square kilometers. The reserve boasts a rich diversity of flora and fauna, making it one of Nigeria's most treasured natural attractions. Despite its potential, the Yankari Game Reserve has faced numerous challenges, including poor funding, rampant poaching, and security concerns. During a recent visit to the reserve, Governor Bala Mohammed reaffirmed his administration's commitment to revitalizing the foremost destination and demonstrated this resolve with the award of a renovation contract aimed at improving infrastructure and services within the park. This initiative is aimed at attracting more tourists and stimulating economic growth in Bauchi State.
All we need to do is to protect the fauna and flora, the animals, that is the species that are being killed by poachers, and also to secure the whole area so that there will be security. But even while I was not here, I was always sending security agents to make sure that this ungoverned space as a forest has no security issue. And thank God, there had never been any abduction or any security situation. We have gotten some intervention from the federal government under the Mr. President's intervention, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, for natural resources. This is one of the areas we want to deploy to make sure we upgrade the warm spring, to make sure we secure the place, to provide human capital, and to make sure that we dare whoever comes here to do what they are doing in terms of killing our animal species.
And that's it on the program. Thank you for watching. Join us again next week when we'll bring you another round of editions covering different regions of the country. I am Bukola Koka. Bye for now.